special edition of 2 News Election 2024.
We have live team coverage for you across the state and in our nation's capital.
The race for governor, unpredictable, unusual, as Governor Cox tries to keep his office at the state capitol.
I'm Kristen McPeak in Utah County, tracking the Alpine School District split vote.
I'm Liv Kelleher at the Celeste Malloy Watch Party.
Plus, we're live in Draper tracking the GOP races from the Watch Party event.
It all comes down to this Election Day. I'm Matt Gelke in Washington with what we're watching for.
2 News Election 2024 coverage starts right now.
Live, streaming, and on the KUTV app. This is KUTV 2 News at 6.
Good evening. It is election night. We made it. Utahns waiting to see who will represent them nationally and right here in Utah, the state and the local level. Thanks for joining us for an early edition of 2 News at 6. I'm Heidi Hatch.
And I'm Mark Cabell. Polls closing in Utah at 8 o'clock tonight. We do have team coverage for you tonight on multiple races. Our Brian Malahy covering the governor's race.
Ariel Harrison at the GOP party headquarters. That's in Draper.
Yeah, we begin though with David Ochoa, who's live at the Salt Lake County Government Center, where there's a little bit of a problem today, a suspicious powder that was found this afternoon. David, what can you tell us about that?
Yeah, that did happen a little bit earlier this afternoon, but they came in and quickly tested it with a hazmat team and found that it was not hazardous. So things kind of continued just as normal. We're right now in the ballot processing room where nothing has stopped. There were still a lot of people outside, a long line of cars, people inside the building still getting their votes in. But for now, we don't know how much about it other than that powder was found. But again, they did find that it was not hazardous. I'll just read you a tweet from the Lieutenant Governor earlier today who said, anyone attempting to intimidate election workers or disrupt election administration in any way can expect to face criminal charges. And for right now, until we find out more, David Ochoa, KUTV 2 News.
All right, David, thank you. We now look at Utah's race for governor. Utah Governor Spencer Cox hoping to retain his seat as the leader of the Beehive State.
He's up against Democratic challenger Brian King in the race for governor, as well as a writing candidate, Phil Lyman. Brian Malahy live tonight with what to expect from the Cox campaign as they and the others are wait for results in this race. Brian.
Yeah, the governor will be at the governor's mansion tonight. Right now, we are outside the governor's office at the Capitol. Spencer Cox would like his portrait to hang right outside the door here. Phil Lyman, write-in challenger, says he will keep up the fight against Cox over this election, even after tonight.
When the polls close, the votes are counted, the results are reported. Will your challenges to this election end?
No, not until I verify the signatures and verify the results of the primary election. Much to the dismay of Spencer Cox and Deidre Henderson, but I owe it to the people who have put in millions of dollars into my campaign and who have sacrificed so much time and effort.
Lyman has filed lawsuits, has had challenge up here at the state capitol. Democrat Brian King also in the race. We're covering the governor's race tonight. Live at the Capitol, Brian Malahy, KUTV 2 News.
All right, now to the Crisis in the Classroom report. This election, it's up to you, the voters, to decide if a Utah County school district can split.
Will the district be broken into 2 districts or possibly 3 if the split happens at all? Meanwhile, those in the central portion of the district are voting on a completely different proposal.
The district's future is uncertain. Kristen McPeak breaking down the ballot initiative. She joins us tonight from Saratoga Springs. Kristen?
Hey guys, I'm actually at the Alpine School District still. I just spoke with the spokesperson for the district and he kind of laid out what they're expecting to be prepared for, whether these propositions pass or fail. And so he says that they are prepared for anything that comes through tonight. There are 2 propositions that address this. Proposition 11, if passed, would create a central district. Proposition 14, if passed, would create a western school district. I spoke with the director of communications of Alpine School District moments ago. He said the district is prepared for whatever outcome happens tonight. If those propositions pass, he says the district will work with teachers and resources if the transition happens. The district and the board has not taken a position on the propositions as a whole, but some board members have expressed their opinions on the subject. That is just their personal opinions and not representative of the board. And so if approved, a new board would start in the time of November 2027. Live in Utah County, Kristen McPeak, KUTV 2 News.
Kristen, thank you. Now in southern Utah, Celeste Malloy will be in Cedar City this evening watching the numbers come in for Utah's 2nd Congressional District.
Liv Kelleher this evening joining us live. Liv, you're keeping an eye on the Malloy campaign tonight.
Yes, that's right. I'm in Cedar City where Celeste Malloy calls home. She is the incumbent in the 2nd Congressional District race. However, if she wins tonight, this will be her first full term in Congress. She won last year in a special election after Chris Stewart resigned to take care of his wife who has some health issues. Now, I spoke with a representative of the campaign who said they're optimistic about her chances of winning. She is endorsed by the former President Donald Trump, and she supports traditional conservative values. She's pro-life, pro-Second Amendment, and pro-religious freedom. Her Democratic opponent is Nathaniel Woodward. This event is set to start around 7:30, and we plan to talk with the Congresswoman once those polls close and those results start to roll in. In Cedar City, Liv Kelleher, KUTV 2 News.
The Utah Republican Party hosting a watch party tonight as results come in a little bit later this evening.
The Utah GOP watching returns for governor, congressional races, legislative offices. We have a lot of races we're keeping a close eye on.
Ariel Harrison joining us live from the GOP headquarters. That's located in Draper. Ariel, what's the mood there?
Yeah, we're inside a venue located on the golf course near South Mountain here in Draper. Things are just getting started. This event officially gets underway at 6 o'clock, so the crowds are still making their way. We got a live band, though, keeping the mood alive. Red, white, and blue balloon displays you can see that are going up and on display here. TVs that are also showing off the national coverage as the election night goes on. Now, again, this officially gets underway at about 6 o'clock. We do anticipate that GOP candidates will be dropping in as the night goes on. Some who I'm told will be joining us virtually, like Representative John Curtis and Representative Celeste Malloy, who each have their own events taking place tonight. People here, again, are keeping a close eye on the presidential election, the Utah U.S. Senate race, Attorney General race, along with races that are taking place across all 4 of Utah's congressional districts. Lots of fun taking place here tonight, I can tell, as people continue to make their way to the venue tonight. We'll be checking back in a bit, hopefully as those candidates arrive and we're able to check in with them. Reporting live in Draper, Ariel Harrison, KUTV 2 News.